out there is just fine. Sweet. Yeah. Well, it went through the snowstorm. It went through the snowmageddon. Oh, that link is probably, ow, my arm. Huh?
Taped up on the end.
Oh, sorry. Take a look at it. It went through the snow. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Whorton Outdoors. Again, we're out in my driveway working on the trailer from all of these products that Openroad sent us. And in the last video, or one of the last videos, in whichever order it uploaded, I told you that in like 20 minutes I was having a special delivery, and really this is the meat and potatoes of the build, and it was just delivered and dropped off, and you can probably see that at my feet right now. And at the intro of the video. But Openroad sent me this soft shell rooftop tent here for my build, and this is the conclusion of all of the orders that have been sent out to me from Openroad. And I want to say a huge thank you to Openroad for sponsoring my trailer build. I can't thank you enough, and getting the opportunity to use these things and test these things. To you guys, there's going to be more that we have not installed on the trailer that's in the house put up. We haven't pulled them out yet. Some really cool things, even in addition to the Jeep as well. So I can't wait to show you guys that. So guys, we're going to start working on this and getting this on the trailer, but I'm still babying my arm. In some of these videos, it might not have seemed so, but I really still am. I had my, if you haven't been on the channel long, I had my bicep tendon tear completely from down here, and it went somewhere up in there, and I had surgery and got that fixed, as you can see the scar here. So, and I'm still off work. I'm still, doing the physical therapy thing. So I'm free to do a few more things, but I'm not really lifting anything yet. So I don't know if anybody's picked up on that or not, but that's the reason. So we are going to have to start it right here, and then we're going to move it to my gantry crane, and we're going to back up underneath it, and then we're going to set it down on the bed that way, and we're not going to have to worry about picking it up as much with my arm. But with that said, let's go ahead and go over some dimensions and statistics, or I don't know if you want to call it statistics, but let's go over some pricing and stuff like that with this tent. So this is the Openroad soft shell tent. Right now on their side at the time of recording, there's a $700 savings already on this tent. This tent is marked down from $1,599.99 to $899. That is awesome. It's not a hard shell. It's a basic soft shell rooftop tent. This thing's got awnings on all four sides, so you should be able to leave this thing open with it running outside and not ever get wet or anything like that. But $899.99 for a rooftop tent to get you off the ground. Put this thing on your Jeep, your SUV, your trailer, what I'm going to be doing, and get yourself off the ground. Easy to level, not having to worry about all the setup and all that of a regular traditional tent. This is awesome. And don't forget, my 10% discount code, which I'll flash somewhere up here in the screen, so that you'll have that at checkout if you so choose to use that. So right now, it says with standard shipping, that's how much the tent costs. Now with standard shipping, they're going to charge you for shipping on this because it does come with the truck that you just seen. So that's going to, with shipping, it's $1,099.99. Now it's got other options on here too. So you've seen the 270 awning that we did in the previous video. You could buy this tent with an awning, except for this is the 180 awning. So you can buy this tent with the 180 awning together as a deal for $1,599.99. And if you don't have a bed rack and you have a truck or a trailer, you could buy this tent with the bed rack as a package deal for $1,698.99. I have to say that's pretty darn good. I paid about $1,700 for my Topoak tent on my Jeep alone, but it is a hard shell rooftop tent. So there's that. So either way, this tent is not going to break the bank if you're wanting to get into a rooftop tent. Let's talk about some specifications. Sleeping capacity. This says it's a 2 to 3 person tent. I would say 2 people and a child, maybe 2 small childs, 2 people and a Bruno-sized dog. If you've been on the channel long, you know my big 140-pound dog. If you can get him up there. It says it's a 4-season protection tent from rain, wind, and UV exposure. It says it's the setup time is 1 minute. I've had soft shell rooftop tents and my opinion probably differs from that. But with that being said, it's still probably pretty quick for being a soft shell rooftop tent. Mattress says it's a dual layer comfort with a 2-inch memory foam sponge. The floor is an aluminum alloy. The tent fabric is a 280 GSM polyester. The Rainfly fabric is a 420D Oxford cloth. The weight of this tent, 135 pounds. That's pretty dang cool. Consider that my rooftop tent, which is a hard shell, is 165 pounds. So, yeah, there's a big difference. So if you got a vehicle you want to put this on that you're considering your weight, or your center of gravity changing because of it, this would be a good tent for that. All right, the mattress dimensions, we're looking at 55.1 inches by 93.9 inches. That's with it folded out. And then it's 2.3 inches, which I'm going to assume that is, if it was folded out and not set up, it's going to set up 2.3 inches. The open dimension is 56.3 inches by 94.5 inches by 49.6 inches. So you've got 49.6 inches of headroom inside this thing, and that's awesome. Closed dimensions, 56.3 inches by 47.2 inches by 9.4 inches. So we're looking at 9.4 inches tall. So it is a little bit tall, but it's a soft shell rooftop tent. It's got all this material, all the doohickeys that go along with it to make this thing work. But that's all of that. So you saw the way it was delivered. The box was a little bit boogered up on the end. It's a little bit late. It has went through all this snowstorm, ice storm. You know, it got delayed from all the snow and ice and everything. So I'm pretty sure it's seen a lot. But it was open on the corners a little bit, and that was about it, though. But it seems like there's no issue with it at all. So in the end of it, we have our actual mounting brackets here that we need to bolt on the bottom of this. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open the straps and open it up here so that we can get inside of it. And then we'll get all the stuff that's on the inside of it out and look at it for a second and then flip it back over and then start bolting it up. So let's get this thing open. So it is upside down at this point. So we're going to have to just pull these things out. Now we'll fold it open. All right, would you look at it? So we have toggles down here at the end, so if you want to toggle these things shut whenever you go to put it up. Now this is the back side of the tent. The ladder would actually be, no, it would be on this side. That would be right. And then these, you should be able to put out on the pole if you want to, the way I understand it. All right. Here's the Openroad bag. It's the cover. I want to close it up. Now these are going to be our spring bars. These are going to be our spring bars so we can hold up our awnings on all four sides. We'll just set these out of the way. And this is going to be our hardware. We're going to use that. Here is our ladder, which it should be a pretty nice ladder. Oh yeah. And it's really hefty. We'll put that on last. Here's try to get it blowed all over the place. And then here is your shoe bag, which is pretty, that's a big, huge shoe bag. And it's got your deal here to slip in your track on the end. That's a big, you could probably put a nice big pair of boots in there. So that's kind of cool. We'll put that off to the side. So I'll get her to bring this camera over here real quick and kind of show the inside of it while we've got it open here. And then we have a LED light strip hanging from the top. So we've got, I mean, this is your basic tent. It doesn't really have an anti-wicking moisture mat in the bottom, which that kind of sucks. But you know, what do you expect? It's a $900 tent. This is a budget-friendly tent, a good budget-friendly entry-level tent. There's your diesel heater or air conditioner port. And you have your cable hanging from the top for your Velcroed up LED light. Looks like you have a skylight over there where you're going to lay your head. And I think there's supposed to be bungees, which I hope they're in the bag, that go from here to there and from here to there, so that when you go to fold this down, it helps keep your material in. And I hope that that is in the box over there with everything. Seems to be pretty good. I don't see any messed up seams. We're seam taped right here, which we'll get a closer look at this when we get it put together on top of the trailer and get the lights going. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with it so far. We'll bring you back when we get these, when we start putting these track bars underneath, the mounting bars, and then we'll show you how we're going to do that. Okay, so I wanted to bring you guys back and talk to you about what we took out of the tent itself. So we have the mounting rails setting on top of the tent. We're going to bring you guys back to show you the process of bolting those things up. Really simple. You just put them across. There's 4 bolts and you're going to put them in. And I've got some exciting news. So if you guys have watched the installation of the Openroad awning, you know, I spoke about the frustration of not having the ratcheting wrench. Well, good job, Openroad. A ratcheting wrench came out of this box of materials to mount this tent. I really like that you did that. This is a lifesaver when it comes to mounting tents and awnings and things like that. And I still have the ones from the Topoak installs, which all of their stuff came, which I'm not saying one tent is better than the other, but at least they came with the ratcheting wrenches, and I love that. But so far, I'm really liking these Openroad products nonetheless. In this box, it also came a empty, looks like a good heavy-duty ripstop bag. This ties on the top. And I assume this is going to be for any extra hardware that you have, or I guess really whatever, because it was empty. And you have all the mounting hardware. So these will slide into the rails, and you'll have your bolts here to put these on the bottom of the bars, and the bars will sit here and we'll secure it to the bars. So I couldn't see myself on there. I want to make sure I'm still in frame. Sorry. So we have that. And then these right here, it looks to me like these are going to be end caps for your mounting rails on there. And I'm not quite certain what these bolts are, just more hardware. We'll figure that out as we go along. But they still give you two open-end wrenches to use, I assume, for probably the ladder, because that's going to be a smaller bolt. And then you have the actual ladder mounting brackets here that we'll put on last. But it's got all the hardware already on it. It's got a little wrench right here to help hold that when you go tighten these things down. And then you have that. So that's all that's in the box. You have your ladder right here, which is really seems like really good, sturdy quality. It's got these grippy feet on the bottom so it doesn't kick out from underneath you. And if you've ever been in a windstorm with one of these open it up, what do you want to call that? Just open up soft shell tents. You kind of want this to stay in underneath the tent. We've had an incident with the Andromeda, Nature Nest Andromeda soft shell that's on my wife's Jeep at Rendezvous in the Ozarks, and a windstorm came. If you was there, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, if you was there, go ahead and mention down at in the comments, because I'd like to know that we survived the storm together. But speaking of the Nature Nest Andromeda, my wife looked the weight of that tent up. So just as a comparison weight, that one was 123 pounds. I think that's what she said. So this one's weighs a little bit more. It might be just a tad bit bigger than the Nature Nest Andromeda. But in a future video, we're going to be doing a comparison between the Topoak 270 awning and the Openroad 270 awning, and we're also going to be doing a comparison between the Nature Nest Andromeda and the Openroad soft shell tent, so we can see some differences between those. If you're searching for a tent and you don't know what to get, at least I'll have a couple of them options that I could show you, and it may help make your decision. Then on right here in this bag, we have, these are your spring bars. So for you guys that's never messed with a rooftop tent before, I know there's a bunch of you that have. These are your spring bars right here, and we'll show you those more in depth. There's a little pocket in the bottom. You raise the material up and you stick it inside here, and then you pull this in like this, and then you put the ring in it, and it just springs it out. And when the wind comes, it just sits here and just keeps your awning over the top nice and tight. But they're easy to use. We'll show you how to install those. So there is that. And again, we have our nice big shoe bag, and we have our big, huge PVC cover for the whole thing. So it is nice and protected from the weather. But let's get started on installing the tracks. And I think that's going to be what I didn't know what those were for. So, yeah, because this bag is going to have your stuff for your track. This bag is going to have your stuff for your ladder. And then this bag right here is going to have the stuff to mount the tent to the track system. So there we are. Like I said, these are end caps for your track. We'll put those on. We'll put those on whenever we get finished. Looks to me like you even get extra, which is freaking awesome. There's only 4 of these. There's one on each end, so there's 4 covers that you would technically need. They send you 1, 2, 3, 4. They send you 3 extras. That's cool. From experience, I've lost these things hitting wood, hitting trees, and everything else out in the trails and stuff. Actually, here's even another one. Look at that. That's awesome. But here's the 4 bolts that we need in order to install the track system. Bring you guys back here just a second, and when we get set up over there. Okay, I wanted to show you guys real quick. We just done that one. Oh, throwing the nut. We just done that one, and I wanted to bring you guys back and show. Hang on just a second. So, there's a track inside here. This is the track right here that fits your slide that goes in here, and then you have that bracket that goes underneath your bar on your rack to tension it onto your rack. This right here is a slide for your nut. So it goes in here over your hole, and your bolt with your washer goes on the inside here. And I just want to point out, a lot of these things, these floors, are really thin. Oh. A lot of these floors are really thin. This floor is about 1 inch thick. So that is really cool. That means that we've got an insulated floor, I do believe. Which, as I said, is supposed to be a 4-season rooftop tent. All right, and then we just thread it up inside there. And we're going to get this thing about equal with the other side there before we tighten it down and make sure we're going the right way. And then we're just going to tighten it up. We're about equal with the other side, which didn't really matter a whole lot, but it matters to me. And you don't want to crush these. You know, it's just compressed insulation is pretty much what I think this is. So it's just going to squish if you keep going. So these are nylock nuts. Just go until you're through it, and you know, just use your feel. That should be pretty good. All right. Now we have our rails on, and I was going to show you real quick. Here, watch this so it don't fall real quick. And we're just going to show you real quick how these things work. So this right here, it has a little spot right here that your nut head or your bolt head just fits in. So when you go to tighten it up, that's what it holds on there. Now there's these little slides right here that is just that shape, and then it slides in here just like this, and you're going to put 2 of these in here just like this on this side. If I can get it in there. If I can get it in there.
Upside down.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, I guess it helps if I put it in right. All right, cool. So, and these right here are just going to set on there like this, and then it's going to sandwich down onto your bar, and then you're good to go. You're golden then. But I'll bring you back when we get this thing over there, because I'm still babying my arm. It's time to mount the ladder. Again, Openroad sends you 1 ratcheting wrench. I just have another one from other things that I've bought, so I'm going to use 2 of them. Other than that, it comes with a little wrench so you can hold the opposite side. These little black stickers, they've got covering the holes to install the ladder. So we're going to peel these things off. hers comes off a lot easier than mine. Okay, so now we have access to the holes. So these right here are going to go with the flat portion against the flat portion of the bottom. And then I think these are on wrong because I think that these plastic pieces go on, which in between here and the ladder. Well, we're going to take a look at that here later. But I'm going to assume that the nut is going to go to the inside, just like the other side. And then these are going to go in here just like this. And now lock nuts, so you don't need a lock washer or anything like that. Oh, there's even a sticker inside there, or at least there was right there. Now we'll put this one on and get this one in here. It's nut. See if we can't go ahead and get these tight. You need the Velcro facing up. And we will see where that's going to go here in a second. Wherever that goes is where I think, now I'm not certain, but I think that this plastic washer here is going to go in between the two. Let's see where this thing needs to go. So it looks to me like it's going to go in between, and we need to put this black piece pretty sure that it's going to go like that. I don't think that's how that's going to go. Loosen this up. Maybe we tightened these up a little bit earlier than we needed to, because I'm almost, I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure that that's got to be in between the two, because it gives it a soft surface to hinge against. Not really soft, but it's plastic, a wearable surface in between the two. Now I'm not 100%. I'm going to loosen these up and see if there's any play that's preventing us from putting those on there, which
I've only done one. Huh? Said I did it with just one.
What are you talking about?
I didn't use 2 inches to undo it.
That might be the whole issue right there. But I think that these are going to go in between the two. Let's look at this, and then let's. I'm pretty sure that it's got to go like that. We're going to do some research on that. We're going to go ahead and put it together like this. But I think it makes sense for the plastic piece to be in between the bracket on the ladder and the bracket on the tent. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but I will update. It seems to work like that, but we're going to. All right, well, good morning, guys. It's the next day. We have got the tent on. We went on ahead and put it on and locked it on there, and I was going to bring you guys back this morning to show you how we done that. I've still been kind of, like I said yesterday, babying this arm, so we had to use the gantry crane over there to make that happen a lot easier, and it did. At the morning coffee. So we're going to open this thing up and we're going to show you the inside of it, talk a little bit about the inside of it and how we mounted it. So like we talked about yesterday, these brackets underneath here, I just showed you a little intro, I guess, today of how we did that. But these little brackets, they just slide in the end of this, and then it's got these brackets that sandwich your bars in there, and you just tighten it up, and then that makes it a part of the trailer or your vehicle, whatever you've got it attached to. But I'm going to go ahead and throw this open and kind of just do this kind of in real time, just to kind of show you what it's like to set it up, and then we'll go from there. First of all, we have to undo these straps right here, and then you just toss this over there. Then we have these little Velcro things on the ends right here, these little Velcro covers. We want to open those up. That gives us access to our zipper. And there's a zipper all the way around this whole thing. So we're going to unzip it all the way around if we can reach it. And then I found that it's easier on these to turn up these sides to give you access to this, or that gets to be a pain in the rear. And then you just, again, pop up this side, give you access to that zipper. And then you get this all the way around. And once that's open, then we have access to the tent. We got to take off the cover. And I do like to keep a step ladder with me when I go camping because I'm short. Now, the cover, you can either really do one of two things. You can leave it attached if you want to, just like this. It's not going to hurt anything, but I'm not going to. Now, it's got this little bitty slot, like a round deal that goes into this slot. And that's all it does is just slide in there, except for it's catching on my bars. And then we just slide it out. And a lot of people, they do leave them on, but I'm not going to be able to because I've also got a shower awning that's going to go right here in some way, shape, or form. And I'm not exactly sure how that's going to happen yet. Next thing is I have to undo the ladder, which I don't know that you can see that. It's just got a Velcro strap on it, and then it just releases the ladder. Oh, yeah. And then we have a strap right here on either end. This is the strap that we're talking about right here. And then that's it. That just lets it go. And then I like to keep my three-step ladder with me. But then all you got to do is just pull it up and get her started. Then we're going to drop it down enough to make it level and locked. And I got to get in here and get the spring bars. These spring bars, like I was talking about yesterday, we want to make sure these are down. And on the inside of here, underneath here, there's these little slots. That's where the spring bar is going to go, but it's going to go through this slit. So you just open up this slit, find the hole the way it kind of goes in at an angle. You have to find, don't just put it in there and think it's in there, because it's probably not. You want to put it in here, find the angle. Right there. That's the angle that it's supposed to be. It's almost a 45-degree angle, so don't just stick it in there, straight in there, and think that it's in there, because it's probably not. Then you're just gonna pull it up and put the spring bar in there. Okay. So pull this down. Do the same thing. Find the hole, put it at about its 45-degree angle, stick it in there. See, that one was a lot easier. All right. See if we can't get over here and do this side. Pull these sides down. This Velcro piece right here, you want to make sure that your inner piece is on the inside. Because if you don't, then you're going to also have spots to let in bugs and, you know, light and all that stuff. Undo our little tabs. And then it's going to be the same situation over here. And it's at a good 45-degree angle. You get used to this, that it doesn't really take that long. It's really not that big a deal. I mean, granted, my hard shell is a lot quicker, but you have to take consideration it is a hard shell. There we are. There's that. Go to the other side. I think I'm wearing too much clothes. It's warm out here today. It's our shoe bag. We'll put that in there. I'm gonna fix this right here like we talked about. Make sure this is on the inside. Make sure your Velcro cover is down. Same old thing. Nothing's different. Make sure this is pointed down. It makes it life easier when you go to stick it in here. And you could probably do this just from the inside of the tent too. You can open up this window and then just get inside it and then do all this from the inside, which honestly is probably what I would do, because then you can reach everything nice and easier. All right, now here's the one that I'm curious if it'll work. If you know anything about rooftop tents, then you know that sometimes this side that you put an awning on won't fit because the bar hits. So I actually made a bracket on my Topoak because of the way it mounts. Let's see if this works. So we have our cover here. And I actually think this one's gonna work because we have this far enough away from it, I think. So I don't know though. Pain in the rear, but you can make it work. I don't know if you guys could see what I'm talking about. The awning is right in the way, so you have to get this pre-bent in order to get it to stick in there. See how it's on it? That's the problem that you have. So if you set your tent far enough away from your 270 awning, then you can make it work. Oh, wrong one. But you can put that one on there too, the way I understand it. And then now you have this that you could just roll up. Now you can put that spring bar on this too and put it out. You have the capability of doing that, which means that this is just going to sit there. But I don't know. Maybe you could do both of them. I don't know why you would want to, but I mean, now you have all this ventilation in the top. You see that the top is completely off of the top of the tent, which is really good for your condensation, which means all that condensation is going to come down this way instead of set on your tent. And that is awesome. But you have a skylight right there in the top of your rainfly, and then you can open up your window in the top of that so you can let the hot air out in the summertime. But let's go get a good look at it from behind. Oh. Okay, so we were up in the tent. Her shoes are easier to take off than my boots, so she crawled up in here to show you guys around real quick. So as you can see, on all of these windows all the way around, there is good coverage. You should be able to leave these windows open. Even the side coverage here, you should not ever have to worry about any rain getting in here. You should be able to leave this thing open in the pouring rain and not ever have to worry about it. First thing you saw coming in was the straps. These are to hook from one side to the other side so that when you go to fold it down, it keeps the material pulled and keeps everything tucked in. Now you could just take this off of here, put it off in your bag or whatever in here. Speaking of that, you got a bag right here, a bag right there, a bag on the other side in both places there. There's no overhead storage or anything like that, but that's plenty. I mean, really, what are you going to put up here? I mean, your wallet, your keys, you know, a few things you don't want to keep in the vehicle. Underneath this one, you can roll this up and kind of lock it up with the little toggles here. And then you have your diesel heater vent slot. So you can put your diesel heater in here and keep it nice and warm. Supposedly, this is a 4-season tent. We will test that out and see how that performs. But it's nice that all the poles are all covered. They're not open poles. They're all covered with the material right here, the material like sheeted material that's sheeting over it. Everything is seam taped. I don't see any bad stitching, anything like that. Nothing that's just glaring an issue. You've got the vents up at the top so you can help you know, the condensation issues, but that window in the top would really help with the condensation issues as well. And you can completely open that if you want to and just have the clear screen in the top if you wasn't worried about bugs. Other than that, it looks to be about a 2-inch foam mattress. It might not hurt to add something else to this. You got plenty of room when it's shut in order to add more to this if you want to. And there's plenty of room in here when it's shut to be able to put your sleeping setup in here, maybe even your pillows. There's plenty of room when you shut this in order to be able to do that. It's nice touch here. It's got a Velcro piece right here, and there's a Velcro piece under here that kind of helps keep your mat down, because sometimes when you go to fold these things up, you end up with your mattress staying over there. Then you have to crawl up in here, get your mattress, and pull it back down. But other than that, so the light, when you look at the light, it is either on, plugged in, or off, unplugged. There's no switches or anything like that. And I do believe that it's just Velcroed up there. So if that's the case, then you may be able to switch that, put you a different light up there with some different colors. Yeah, it's just Velcroed up there. So I'm sure if you want to change that, you could change that. I do like the options of having a different color sometimes, or different, like my light inside my Topoak, it has a different shades of white light, which is really nice. If you look, you're not going to have an issue with getting in here with it raining. This thing goes way out behind me. So like if you set this up, you get to camp, you set this up and it's pouring rain, this over this, plus your rain fly toggled down over this, you immediately put this thing up, then you can open this without getting into the elements and getting any of the rain and junk up inside your tent. So this is going to be a really, really good addition to my trailer. And as you could see, you know, even explaining the spring bars to you guys, it really didn't take us that long to set this thing up. This was a really fairly easy setup, especially on a trailer where you can get all the way around it. But other than that, there's a lot of room. I mean, I figure it might be tight sleeping us and the 2 girls in here, but it could happen. You could do it. But definitely 2 people plenty of room, more than plenty of room. Perfect. Plenty of room to bring a power station up if you wanted to, and all that. And I'll probably put a power setup down here and then run it through where the bracket is, where that Velcroed piece is, where the two halves go together. I'll probably run something up in here that way. You just have power up here all the time. Other than that, we will get out of here. We will get to putting this thing up. We'll get you on a tripod, and you can see how this thing folds up and packs away. And I may time lapse it, I may not, just depending on what kind of timing we got. But we'll bring you back here just shortly when we start putting this up. So just to point out, my wife is 5'2". She's touching the other side of the tent, and
I can't touch this side.
we can't even touch this side. So even if you're a tall guy, you got plenty of room in this thing. Just wanted to point that out to you before we get down. And I'm going to let her close those windows up, and then I'll show you these bungee cords going across and where they go, and how you leave this thing as you put it up. So you, like I said, these bungees, you can just take them off and store them. You don't have to keep them hanging on the side. I wouldn't anyway. And then they just clip up there. And what's cool about it is those are not going to fall off. They actually have keepers on them that keep them connected. Soft shell rooftop tent. So far, I really like it. My wife says she likes it better than the Nature Nest Andromeda. You'll get to see a comparison here in the near future. We're going to make sure we do all that. We've got a lot of video ideas with all the stuff that we got. Next video, we are going to be working on the water heater system. I figure since we've got the tank here, we've got the water in it, I don't want to leave water in it, so we're going to work on doing a video for the water heater. So be looking for that one. Go ahead and comment down below what you think about this soft shell rooftop tent. If you've got one of these soft shell rooftop tents, tell me what your experience has been with your tent. Also, just any questions that you might have about any of the setup that you see here behind me, you know, just shoot me a message, comment. I'll try to answer. I will answer every single comment that's posted below. And also my discount code, as always, I'm going to flash it right up here so you'll know what that is. And that's it. I'm done. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I hope you guys have liked the setup so far. I absolutely love this setup. Again, Openroad, thank you for sending me all this and working with me and sponsoring me and doing all this for me. I appreciate it, and giving me the chance to do some videos for you guys and put your product out there. Until next time, guys, get off the couch. Don't be a couch potato. We'll see you.